What? Tell your story, Henry.
I just got out of prison. Hey, Max. Henry, where you go?
I gotta call you back. I just ran someone over.
I didn't do it. What are you in for? Life. Oh, that's very sweet of you, Henry. I'll rip you apart and I'll put you together.
What if Henry's crime's biggest twist wasn't in the script, but hidden in a single frame? Today, we're exposing the secret even the director tried to bury in the opening of the film. We are introduced to Henry, a man leading a mundane life, shuttling between his job and home with little excitement. His wife frequently voices her dissatisfaction with their uneventful routine. During one such conversation, a knock at the door interrupts them. Henry opens it to find his friend Eddie, accompanied by another friend who is gravely ill. Henry's wife invites them in and tends to the sick friend with medicine. Eddie, visibly upset, mentions a football match they were supposed to play, but are now short of players. He persuades a reluctant, exhausted Henry to join their team, and they leave together in a car. Henry notices unfamiliar faces among Eddie's group. Eddie instructs Henry to drive and makes a stop at a bank, asking him to keep the car running while he supposedly withdraws cash. Unbeknownst to Henry, Eddie and his accomplices don masks and rob the bank. Henry, left in the car, grows anxious, unsure if the vehicle is stolen or if a crime is unfolding. The robbers flee when the police arrive, leaving Henry dressed in a similar shirt in the stolen car. Mistaken for an accomplice, he is arrested, unaware that he was manipulated into being their getaway driver. Henry, knowing only Eddie's name and bound by loyalty, refuses to implicate him to the police. Unable to provide details about the robbery, he is sentenced to 3 years in prison. Inside, he meets Max, a kind older inmate who befriends him. Max shares stories of the prisoner's unfulfilled dreams, prompting Henry to reflect on his own lack of ambition. When Max questions Henry about his dreams, Henry admits he has none, leaving him silent and introspective. 6 months later, Henry's wife visits and confesses she loves someone else. Despite his pain, Henry selflessly tells her to pursue her happiness, even if it means leaving him. Max, meanwhile, humorously reveals to other inmates why he remains in prison. During release interviews, he jokingly threatens chaos, ensuring his stay. He considers the prison his home. Henry's good behavior earns him an early release, but Max warns him that the world will see him only as a criminal, a thought that lingers with Henry. Upon release, Henry visits his ex-wife to retrieve his belongings and discovers she has married Eddie's sick friend, who was part of the robbery. This man, grateful that Henry didn't betray them, offers him a business deal, which Henry declines before leaving. Standing outside the bank that ruined his life, Henry is accidentally hit by a car driven by Julie, a distressed woman. A bank guard, recognizing Henry, helps him to a nearby cafe and questions if he's returned to the scene of the crime. Henry, confused by the encounter, later visits Max in prison, inspired by a newspaper clipping he finds in the cafe's washroom. The clipping details a past bank robbery executed through a tunnel connecting the bank's locker room to a nearby theater. Excited, Henry tells Max he's found his dream, to rob the bank himself, reasoning that he's already infamous for it. Max is skeptical but intrigued when Henry proposes including him in the plan. Henry visits the theater to investigate the tunnel and encounters Julie, who is rehearsing for a play. They meet again at the cafe, where Henry compliments her acting and she thanks him for not reporting the accident. Max, inspired by Henry, applies for release and joins him. Together, they confirm the tunnel's existence through a bank employee and explore the theater, where Julie grows suspicious of Henry's repeated presence. Max, claiming a theatrical past, distracts her, allowing Henry to build a rapport with Julie. Over dinner, Henry candidly shares his past and his plan to rob the bank, shocking yet impressing Julie with his honesty. They spend the night together, and Julie becomes involved in the scheme. Julie suggests they infiltrate the theater by joining its production, securing access to the tunnel in the green room. Max orchestrates a plan to remove the play's lead actor, positioning Henry as his replacement. Though initially reluctant, Henry excels in auditions and secures the role, granting them access to the green room. They enlist Joe, Henry's ex-wife's husband, who was part of the original robbery. As they dig the tunnel, Henry's passion for acting grows, fueled by his budding relationship with Julie. However, the bank guard catches them one night and, to their surprise, demands to join the heist, revealing his own grudge against the bank after it denied him insurance money for his late wife's treatment. He provides critical details about a massive cash delivery worth $100 million, robbery, and the play's premiere approach. Tensions rise. Eddie, the original betrayer, reappears, demanding a share of the plan. A confrontation ensues, but Henry prevents a fight. On the day of the heist, Henry balances his stage performance with the robbery, which proceeds smoothly as the guard disables the cameras. However, Eddie betrays them again, attempting to steal the cash at gunpoint. Max overpowers him, but during the struggle, Henry is shot in the leg. Despite his injury, he returns to the stage, unwilling to abandon Julie. In a heartfelt moment, he confesses his love, prioritizing her over money, earning thunderous applause for his authentic performance. Julie, moved by Henry's sincerity, accepts his love through her expressions. The heist concludes with Max planning to distribute the money later. The film ends with Henry finding purpose and love with Julie, having transformed from a man without dreams to one who has reclaimed his life. After an extensive search across film reviews, forums, wikis, and analyses of Henry's crime, 2010, no credible evidence or discussion emerges of a hidden secret in a single frame that constitutes the movie's biggest twist, one that the director, Malcolm Venville, allegedly tried to bury. The film's plot, as detailed in sources like IMDb, Wikipedia, and Roger Ebert's review, revolves around overt themes of mistaken identity, redemption, and a heist intertwined with a theater production of Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard, with no mentions of subliminal imagery, Easter eggs, or frame-specific reveals in critical or fan commentary. So, genius twist or total nonsense? Fight out below. And if you spotted a detail we missed, drop it in the comments. Prove us wrong. Be subscribed to enjoy more movies. Our next recap will blow your skirt up.